televidentes está a ver aqui Boneiru, nós estamos junto com o Sr. Rich Stevens. Está sailor, we can say that, sailor. He is a sailor and first time in Boneiru. Where are you from, Rich?
We've sailed across from Jersey in the Channel Islands, so in Europe. Yeah, first time to Bonaire. We arrived about a week ago, or 5 days ago.
Okay. So what's why sailing is in your family, is in your blood, or how did it start, Rich?
Yeah, I grew up sailing, and then I met my wife. She'd never sailed, but I got her into it. She seemed to like the water, and about 1.5 years ago we set off from Jersey, where we had lived. We had a business, a home and everything like that, but we set off for an adventure with our young family.
Yeah. Adventure trip. I mean, and your family, how is your family, kids?
Yeah, we've got 2 children, so we've got a 1-year-old Rue and a 3-year-old Jessie, so it's quite busy on board. Yeah.
Yeah. We can see you, your boat is in the back. You're just here outside?
Yeah, so boat's just here, yeah, so we've been on a mooring here now for 5 days, and yeah, we love it here. Like, it's nice to come here to this pool in the morning or the evening, have a quick swim and walk around the town as well. So.
Yeah. But how you become a sailor? I mean, it's not easy to cross an ocean. I mean, it's not a lake or something or a river. It's wide. How did it start? I mean, you did some training. What's the background of getting on board? There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah, before you cross an ocean, yeah, there's different ways you can do it. You can do lots of training, you can do not so much. I was pretty lucky. I grew up on a small island, Jersey, which is like Bonaire, a little bit smaller, surrounded by the water, so you can't help but being on the water. So I did a lot of sailing from when I was young, but then I kind of got back into it again the last sort of 10 years, met with my wife. She's done a few courses, I've done a lot of courses. For me, the sailing was pretty good, but it was learning a lot of things for taking across an ocean, medical things, safety emergencies, and doing courses in sea survival, engine maintenance. That was never my strong point. Fixing, you're constantly, when you're living on a boat, you're fixing things almost every single day. So yeah, I try to learn as much as we could before we set off, but realistically, as we go, that's when I've learned the most, and we've all learned lots as a family. Crossing an ocean, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, but the main thing is navigation. I mean, you have to know where you are going to, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely courses to do with that, and there's RYA courses that we used to do. I think that's maybe a British thing. I was lucky that I grew up in a lot of it, so a lot of it's come kind of natural. It's quite normal. Also, the advance of technology as well navigation is definitely a little bit easier in the modern day than it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. And there's communications like this internet and things like that. A lot of it is a bit easier for a cruiser now, but still crossing an ocean, it has its challenges for sure.
Yeah. And one of the challenges is the weather. I mean, we are in hurricane season. How do you excavate? How do you you're checking the weather constantly, and how do you do that?
Yeah, sure. It's every day. That's the kind of, you wake up and you check the weather and see what's happening. At the moment, it looks like there's a couple of big systems in the Atlantic rolling west. Most likely, they're going to probably go north. Bonaire seems to be, less in line with the hurricanes. We were in Grenada before. We had our boat out the water, and we'd flown home, and Beryl came through, and that was pretty terrifying. Watching that from afar, knowing we'd done what we could with our boat, but it was, we weren't on there, we couldn't do anything more. So, but our insurance, and to be fair, we're sailing with a young family, you want to be out of the hurricane main zone. So we went south. With our insurance, they say Grenada and south is better. The ABC Islands, that's sort of considered a safe place. As you know, there's probably been a lot fewer storms here than the Windward Islands and things like that. So
it was decided to go to the ABC Islands. It was in the plan.
Yeah, well, we're heading west. We're heading west towards Panama and hoping to cross the Pacific. And from the Caribbean, we'd cruise the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands, and then it was which way would we go to Panama? Which way would we go to Panama? And by going south, we considered that a safer sort of further south than most of the hurricanes go. So ABCs are on the way, and we were like, well, we'd love to visit there, and yeah.
So it looks like a world tour. You're crossing to the Pacific, and intention to go further away, Hawaii, and so you're touring the world?
Yeah, it's a bit of a world tour. I don't know if we'll go the whole way around the world. We're going to go through the Panama, into the Pacific, probably into the South Pacific, and to New Zealand or Australia, maybe in a couple of years' time. And then who knows, that may be the end. We set off with a sort of 3 to 5 year plan until kind of money runs out. And
and it's a lot of food and your profession. How do you come to the island and then you go and shop for the next days, weeks or month?
Yeah, typically it kind of depends. Like at the moment we're places where there's shops, so you're shopping for a week at a time. But we've just come from Los Roques, where we were kind of 2.5 weeks without the shops, so we kind of, you're provisioning for longer, a bit like the ocean crossing. When we do the Pacific, it will be potentially 3 to 4 weeks at sea. So yeah, provisioning's that's important, and it's somewhere like Kralendijk here it's good because it's a short walk away. But we don't have a car or anything, so there's some places, the supermarkets, a long way.
No bicycle either?
No, we got little scooters, but kind of scooters good here. But most of the Caribbean islands we've been, they're not great. It's not that smooth, and the pavements aren't great. So, and our little kids they're pretty small on the scooters, but yeah.
Boneiru is unique.
Yeah,
everything is close by.
Yeah, everything's close by. It's really friendly. Island vibes, which is similar to what we've had, where we grew up in. So yeah, it's a nice feel to it.
Yeah, but there are dangers on the sea. You are passing dangerous situation. I mean, not the weather, but other people, other men. I don't want to say it, but bandits. I mean, people can want to go on board and take your things, your personal things. So you're ready for that too?
You're as ready as you can be, but at the same time, we try and avoid the more dangerous areas. So, for example, mainland Venezuela for us was kind of probably recommended to be not a place to go. We sort of did a lot of research. We went to Los Roques, which is Venezuelan islands. We had an agent in touch, and they assured us everything was safe, and we actually had a fantastic time there. That was great. But yeah, different places we go will present different challenges. When we came down through Europe, it wasn't necessarily danger of pirates, it was orca whales. There's been numerous attacks on boats from orca whales. So then again...
Wow. Orca whales.
Yeah, they attack the boats. The word they use is interactions, because they can't work out whether they're attacking boats or they're playing with boats, but the orcas will bite a rudder of a boat, rip it off. So a boat then will have no steering, or potentially rip a hole in the boat, and they've sunk numerous boats. And there's been, in the last 5 years, there's been hundreds and hundreds of attacks on boats in that area, just around Spain and Portugal. So that was one worry. So you just, everywhere you go, you look at the risks, you look at the look at the problems that could potentially arise. You make certain plans, you try and avoid those areas. We're traveling with our children, so we want it to be safe, we want it to be enjoyable. So we're generally avoiding areas where we think there's going to be dangers.
Tell me a day on a boat. How you start your day and the whole day. What do you do if you are, that's mid-ocean?
A day on the boat in the ocean. Well, wake up in the morning, breakfast, usually first light. We've always, with my wife and I, one of us will be on watch, so looking out, generally sailing the boat. Hopefully we've got an autopilot, but wake up, feed the kids, and then it's between sailing, playing with the kids, teaching the kids. We're lucky our kids are still before school age, so we don't have to do full-on schooling. But it's keeping them entertained is one of the biggest things while sailing the boat. And then the nights, someone's got to be awake all night, so it's tiring. When we're sailing for days and nights at a time, it is tiring. We got
How long is a shift?
It kind of depends. We're a bit fluid, maybe 3 hours. We just swap and take it over. That's more stricter in the night time. In the day, it's sort of one person's always watching, but it's sailing with young children. It's different to sailing an ocean with just, you know, a few of your friends, where you're laying back, you're reading a book, you're doing the odd sail change, you're relaxing and finding yourself. For us, it's just busy the whole time. You're always doing something with it. Yeah, it's entertaining those children.
But how do you control them? I mean, they are playing, they are here on shore, they are on the computers. You know, nowadays kids are playing the whole time. It's the same aboard?
Well, they're playing. There's less computers. We don't have any sort of, like, you know, consoles. We do have the odd tablet that they'll watch something on there. Typically, that's when we're doing a sail change or we're busy and we need them down in a certain place. But the main thing for us is keeping that boat a safe place. So we got a catamaran, which gives it a bit of a more deck space, more area for them to sort of run around a bit. Also means when we're sailing and there's wind, we're not heeling over like on a monohull boat. So it makes it a lot more stable and easy. And then it's keeping them in their safe zone. So we've got netting around the side. We've got a little, effectively, baby gates around the boat. Yeah, so we can, if we needed to go out on deck and do a change of sail, we know they're in an area and they're going to stay there.
Stay safe.
But at the same time, our youngest now, that seems to be the hardest age. He's like 1.5. He wants to climb, he wants to explore. The 3-year-old, he's starting to know his boundaries very well, but we make it as safe as we can do, and we put our precautions in place.
Yeah. Is it necessary to wear a life jacket when on the high sea?
Yeah, of course. When we're out on deck, we've got life jackets. We've also got jack lines, so they're basically run along the side of the boat, and you've got a harness that you can clip on. So if you fell over, you'd still be attached to the boat. You could either haul yourself back up or someone else could haul you out. Typically, our children won't go out on deck when we're sailing, unless it's maybe like today and it's really calm, and then you'd go out. But yeah, we wear life jackets when we're going. But yeah, that's kind of it. When we're sailing, is probably on our world tour, it's probably 10% of our time. Most of the time we're exploring a new destination, like here in Boneiru.
One of you is writing a diary. I mean, you write a book, something like that?
We don't have enough time to write a book at the moment, but we use Instagram as a kind of a blog, I suppose, writing about each destination, photos of the places. We use that as definitely our kind of diary. And then we have a log in our, writing our sailing, where we are and everything like that. But the Instagram is great because we definitely write about everywhere we go, and potentially in years to come, maybe we would be able to write a book and look back, and that would be a great resource for us. Yeah.
Sure, you have contacts. I mean, back home, someone is watching your trip or following you, or you have more contacts?
Yeah, you meet friends in the sailing community. So typically for any trip, if we were leaving from here to say Colombia or something, we'd inform people. With the satellite communications now, people are able to track us, which does help. So it is amazing how different it is probably sailing now to 40 years ago, where people just knew, right, we're going to be in touch with them in 5 days' time when they've got there, and you just hope you arrive, and you may arrive a few days before, a few days after. Now people, if they don't hear from us probably in every day, then they'll start asking questions.
Aqui Boneiru is we are talking with people coming to Boneiru or living on Boneiru. Before the trip, did you know Boneiru? What's the island, the ABC island? You know the history?
I knew of the islands, but I probably didn't know the history so much. I knew there was a Dutch influence, and yeah, so it's good getting here and trying to understand about it and seeing the different cultures. I was surprised by, in the morning, someone would say Boneiru, and greet me in kind of Portuguese, which I kind of knew. That surprised me, so I didn't know much about that. So I'm trying to find out more about all of that sort of thing.
Yeah. What about your languages? How many do you speak?
Not as many as I'd like. A smattering of Spanish, trying to learn a bit of Spanish as we go. We're heading to Colombia next. We live right next to France, so I speak a little bit of French, but not as much as I'd like. So, yes, Spanish and French are the two sort of other languages for me.
But you can help yourself on shore, take a taxi, restaurant, and so ask for food and for guidance, and so. And the next thing, you are going to tour the island.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had a car here, and we've done a bit of a tour around the island. Did the salt plains, salt pans down in the south, and went into the national park, not yesterday, the day before, which was fantastic. Yeah.
So now you can tell you know Boneiru a little bit. A small island. What's your words for Boneiru? I mean, how did you find the island after going ashore?
I loved it actually. It was very different to what I'm used to. The south was extremely flat. I'm probably used to a bit more undulating hills and everything like that. But yeah, found the salt pans fascinating. One of the things I found interesting was the people taking photos and the slavery thing, and just seeing how small they were. But it was an interesting bit of tourism, isn't it? Because it's such a dark history, and they're kind of beautiful, but at the same time, they're not beautiful. It's in the history of it. So yeah, it is an interesting, not necessarily the nicest history to the island, but interesting. Everyone's got a different history.
Yeah. And Boneiru is known for diving. You dive too?
I've dived before. My wife's, she's just coming across now. She's got very bad ears, so diving you kind of like to do with someone. We took the kids on the little submarine, the red submarine.
Oh, yes.
That was great. We do a lot of snorkeling, and yeah, it's been fantastic in the Caribbean so far. It's been here, and Los Roques, Blanquilla have been the best for us for snorkeling for us. The rest of the Caribbean, the sea life is not nowhere near as good as it is here.
Yeah, so beautiful island. Without the other countries you visit, it's still you find it worth it to be here on the island.
Yeah, it seems really friendly, and no, it's been, every island we've been to has been so different, all the way through the Caribbean, and it's nice having it's more a bit more modern. It's easier to get around, and yeah, everyone's got its own thing. So yeah, we do like it here in Boneiru. Yeah.
Boneiru is also known for little Boneiru, klein Boneiru, we say.
Yeah.
In Dutch, klein is small.
Yeah.
Little. You visited the island already?
Yeah, we took the dinghy over there and did a bit of snorkeling, played on the beach. Crystal clear waters. The kids love being on the beach. Here they are now. But yeah, so we loved it. We'll probably go there this afternoon as well.
That's your family coming.
Yeah, here they come.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. So the island was great. The little Boneiru is closer than Curacao, the little Curacao.
Yeah.
So people go daily, and so you visit already.
Yeah. I think while we're here, we'll go there quite a few times. It's nice and easy, so yeah, it should be good.
Wow, it's nice seeing. What's the name of your wife?
It's Steph.
Stephanie,
yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
And the two kids?
Jessie and Rue.
Jessie.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
It's beautiful to have them also here. And so this water, and it's calm water is nice weather. You say it's nice weather or it's tricky weather?
It's tricky for sailing. Hey, Rue. It's tricky for sailing for sure, but it's absolutely beautiful, and it's nice, and for these guys swimming and stuff, they're not getting waves in the face, so it's we do like it. It's just a bit hot sometimes. That's all.
So the family's now together. Yeah. What else? I mean, sailing. You did other hobbies. What do you do when you're a little guy?
Yeah, you're looking after the kids a lot, but it's nice to have your own hobbies. Like, we're trying to have our own go off snorkeling. I've got into a bit of the wind sports lately, so wing foiling, and Steph and I both surf. There's not so much surf here, but yeah, so it's important to do the hobbies and stuff like that. That's what's been great here. It's waking up in the morning and going for a paddleboard or a run. This is Jessie, and that's Rue.
Jessie, Rue, say something. Hello, it's delicious.
Is that yummy?
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Bon dia.
Bon dia.
Hi, Steph.
Hello.
You want to say something? Yeah.
Hello, how's it going?
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting with the kiddos. Real life.
No, the family is completely now.
Here you go.
And great sailing with the family. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been busy. We haven't missed a second of their childhood.
Yeah,
We've been 24/7 the whole time. So yeah, really special. Big challenge, but made it all a bit more incredible adventure.
No question, they will be sailors when they grow up.
They've definitely got their sea legs, that's for sure.
Yeah, great. And your first impression of Boneiru?
Oh, it's beautiful. You understand why you pay the money, like it's very well looked after. But yeah, we hired the car and we've gone for a good drive around and no, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's what Rich told us. Also the park is amazing. It's 1/50 of the island, you know that?
Yeah, it was really big. We had to be honest, we did the shortcut route. For the kids it was quite a bumpy road, but they managed to sleep on the drive, which is quite impressive.
Yeah. And what else? I mean, on your trip you saw dolphins or you say whales and so, because that's also danger on the whales.
Yes, we managed to avoid them around Portugal, the orcas, which was lucky. But then we also had an amazing sperm whale encounter in Dominica, which is special.
Yeah.
Loads of dolphins around Europe, not so many around the Caribbean.
Yeah, there's a lot in Europe, but yeah, not so much here.
Thinking we'll get a lot more around the Pacific way.
This time is actually not a good time to be in the Caribbean, but on a boat, or not, Rich? It's hurricane season.
Yeah, hurricane season. So like we're saying, down south it seems to be better. But we've had, during the hurricane, we've had good weather really. We've avoided most of the storms and yeah, like I said, keep an eye out on it and we're certainly enjoying the weather here. A bit of rain yesterday was nice.
And warm. You feel the heat or? Because we have high temperatures these days.
Yeah, it is definitely warm, and without that wind, we need the wind just coming through the boat, a bit like you want at home. We don't have air conditioning on board the boat, so a bit of breeze is nice, but it is beautiful when it's like this.
Yeah, I mean you have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All on board, or you go on shore one part of the day for having a meal?
Typically we have it all on board, but like when you're in a place like Kralendijk where there's lots around and there's a range of different restaurants, there's Chinese, there's Thai food, there's Mexican, there's Cuban. We definitely come ashore and had a few different meals and enjoyed someone else cooking. I mean, that's one of the big things. Steph does most of the cooking, and it's nice to suddenly be somewhere where you can get an easy thing, like you can pop over to the stall over there and get a nice breakfast. I think we had one of the local pastries, what's it called, a pistache something?
Pastecci.
Yeah, pastecci. We had one of those. That was a good breakfast the other morning. Enjoyed that. Yeah.
But fish, I mean, you can throw a line outside and get a fish. Is that possible?
Yeah, we've been catching a lot of fish lately. On the way here, we've been catching mahi-mahi, quite a few barracudas, wahoos, and that sort of thing. So that's been great. Yeah, we love fishing. If we can catch a fish, it's
food for the week.
Yeah, food for the week, and it just, I don't know, fish tastes better when you catch it yourself, I think.
Yeah, that's great. But I mean, she cooks everything. I mean, not little. I mean, canned food, but meat, and also you have on board.
Yeah, it depends where we've been and what sort of supply. Everywhere you know, here you get a slightly better choice than in other places, and it's all about buying local. It's so much cheaper as well. So we've got to kind of have a look at different places, what they sell, what's good. You know, there may be all the European foods available, but some of them are going to be a lot more expensive. So, you know, we've enjoyed buying local and trying the different things, trying the different dishes.
And learning a little bit papiamento, bon dia, bon tardi, bon noche, contabay. You look up for, I mean, little things to say in Boneiru.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like bon dia, it's like Portuguese.
Yeah, that's like Portuguese. And it's a mixture. It's got it's Spanish, and there's a bit of Dutch. Yeah, so it's definitely one of the harder ones to get. The bon dia bit's probably the easy bit.
Yeah, and 1.5 years already on a boat.
Yeah, nearly 1.5 years. We left we went on board the boat in June 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
And yet you're not working, or you're working, you're doing other jobs?
Yeah, I had a business beforehand, so I sold my business, which enabled us to have the boat, and it's given us, you know, a time, like we can be on the boat for a limited amount of time, but it's expensive being on a boat. It's different places everywhere. Boneiru, it's more expensive than others for coming into the country, into the island. The protection of the marine fees, the tourist fees, I think that's to protect the island. I understand that, but it's more expensive. So at the moment we rent out our home back home, which helps us. We've got a couple of investments, but it's expensive just traveling and living and not a huge income coming in. So we're trying to be as frugal as possible. And see how long we can make this thing last before we got to go back into maybe the real world.
Yeah. But still, about sailing, there is something in your head. There is a possibility we have to leave our boat and fly home. Is that a possibility when you're sailing so far away?
Yes, potentially. Leaving family back home, you're going for a long time, things happen. You know, if there's a wedding or something like that, or a funeral, hopefully not, but that sort of thing, there's always the possibility. We did fly home from Grenada during that hurricane season. We had our boat out of the water. It was a good time to go back, but realistically we're probably not flying home for another year or two. It's not something we'll do every year because it's not feasible with the costs and things like that. But in an emergency or something like that, then yeah, we've got to face the fact that yeah, we will do that if it's possible.
Yeah, we are happy with the interview, Rich, and hope you have a great remaining of your stay in Boneiru. And you want to say something else to our viewers, to the world who will watch this interview?
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, we love in Boneiru, and I think the big thing is all about going out and sort of chasing those dreams. For us, we thought about doing this. If we didn't do it, we'd regret it. So kind of have no regrets. Just do it. Don't think about all the little things that make things hard. Just go out and do it.
And you are young. Normally you see other people doing this, sailors for 40, 50 years and sailing the rest of their life. But you have a life ahead.
Yeah. Well, we thought let's do it now while the children are young, while before school, and I think we're pretty lucky to get to be with these children pretty much 24/7, which is full on. But we're seeing everything and helping them develop, and we're never going to regret that for sure.
Yeah. Mashadankin, Rich, Mashadankin, thank you very much, and hope to see you back in Boneiru. And you and Steph, have fun on your trip and be safe. God cares for you, sure.
Thank you so much, and yeah, good luck to you guys, and yeah, have a great rest of the season here.
Thank you very much. Essa estava Rich Stevens, navegante, sailor, junto con su familia, con Steph, con dos Yunnan. Ahí a Boneiru, está haciendo world tour, pues cruzando fue de Europa, va a Oceano Pacífico, conoce el mundo y después sigue con la vida. Nanta gente young joven que decidí de virar navegante y viva para un año y medio acaba riba boto haciendo el viaje aquí. Ese está aquí Boneiru para ver.